It's very real, Lord. Burning up the quarter mall. Guildmaster Hammond wishes you to build upon your knowledge of combinations. There you are, Florida. See, you've been training hard as ever. Your eyes are starting to have the sharpness of a predator about them. Last time you learned the basics of combinations. Today, I would have you build on that knowledge. Set up 5 wooden dummies outside the guild along the merchant strip. By way of a warm-up, I want you to deal each a solid boot shine combo, and don't mind the townsfolk who gather to watch. So the wooden dummies have felt your wrath. Good, now we can move on to your lesson. When you first came to us, I taught you that combinations make a pugilist. What you need to know next is not any hodgepodge of strikes makes a combination. There's an order to things, a natural flow from one technique to another. Today I would have you practice one of the most elementary combinations on a pugilist arsenal. It goes like this. Lead with a swift boot shine combo. Keep your foe off balance with a true strike, then bring it home with a blistering snap punch. With practice, combinations such as this will become second nature. They must if you expect to become an accomplished pugilist. Now you'll need some opponents to practice on. The Kirine that infest the rat's nest in central Thanalan ought to serve. Hit them with snap punch 3 times and we'll call it a lesson well learned. Once a fate is complete, a window detailing your rewards will be displayed. Rewards are distributed to all event participants and are based not only on success but on individual contributions. The more active you are in completing event objectives, the greater your contribution will be deemed. Contribution is indicated via the gold, silver, and bronze medal that appears in your reward window. You've already mastered the snap punch combination? Crikey, Flutter, you're natural at it, just like I was. Not to brag, but I happen to be a veritable storm of flying fists when the mood strikes me. Reach to a demonstration here now, except I'm liable to tear down the entire guild in the process. Master Hammond has a penchant for regaling us with tales of his exploits, but these never amount to a demonstration. His favorite is his victory over the fearsome marauder White Axe, whom he felled with a combination so swift and seamless they say you couldn't see his hands, or so the legend goes. That one never gets old. Our dearest master's humility aside, your progress is truly astounding. If I don't keep on my toes, you're likely to surpass me in a matter of moons. Just between you and me, Chichudo's been in a slump of late. It all began when her closest friend and guildmate suddenly up and disappeared. Rukuda is the lad's name, and he and Chichudo joined the guild together. The two of them were born to refugees and were orphaned in the calamity. Not long after I was made guildmaster, I found them on the streets, just starved near to death. I did what any decent man would. I took them in and clothed them and fed them. When they were strong again, they said they wanted to become pugilists like me, and so I trained them as well. Since then, they've been best friends and rivals both, one helping to raise the other up. What that we knew would become a Rukuda. We were talking about you, Florida. You've proven yourself a worthy member of our guild, training hard and learning fast. To recognize your efforts, I grant you leave to join other guilds. Of course, before you can take up other discipline, you need to receive permission from the relevant guild master. If combat's your calling, you might like to seek out the gladiators or thaumaturges. But if you prefer an alternative to cracking skulls, Ul'dah is also famous for its weavers, goldsmiths, alchemists, and miners. As your guildmaster, though, it pleased me most if you placed our art above others, but whatever you choose to do, know that I wish you the best. Where's the music? You now have access to the armory system. There it goes. Quests to unlock the other classes can be undertaken by speaking to the receptionist in a corresponding guild. There exist myriad disciplines in Eorzian that adventurers can take up. For the most rewarding experience, however, it is recommended that you first focus on mastering your current class. Nope, gotta have the hair on display. Have access to the armory system. Quests to unlock other classes can be undertaken by speaking to the receptionist in the corresponding guild. It should be noticed that in addition to martial classes, you may also choose to become a disciple of the hand, one who synthesizes items from on-hand materials, or a discipline of the Himland, one who harvests resources from the field. Mastering more than one class is the first step to becoming a well-rounded adventurer. So you ready? Are you ready for inspection? Good, everything appears in order. Yet, know that naught is guaranteed in this world. Fate is a fickle mistress. After all, at any rate, capable adventurers like you are few and far between. I would not have you throw your life away. I have had to bury too many comrades who brushed aside cracks in their hauberks and dents in their helms. No matter what you face, do not disregard the importance of gear. Out of house and home. Warren has worked for an adventurer willing to exterminate the goblins attacking ore wagons. Let's get to it then, shall we? Ore wagons pass through this station every day, but not without incident. Wagons coming and going from the dispatch yard to the south must pass through a tunnel by Feska's watch. A tunnel in which some genius saw fit to put an ore storehouse, creating ideal conditions for a goblin nest. But now the ore-loving beasts have taken up residence in a tunnel we dug, and we're practically delivering meals to their doorstep. But no more. Inside the tunnel in question, you'll find a narrow fissure where the goblins hide. Use this silver ore cluster to lure out the creatures and then slay them. Well done, and shouldn't be easy work to keep the tunnel free of goblins, but our wagons should be able to go unmolested for a time. Disruption to ore shipments threaten not only the interest of Amagina and Sons mineral concern, but of Ulda herself. One might liken these train tracks to veins that bear our nation's lifeblood. If only we had more men like you to lend a hand. way down in the hole. Zuzumelda wishes to share with you a most amazing rumor. Oh, the altruistic adventure. I was hoping we'd bump into each other. Why? Because the most fascinating piece of news recently reached my ears. I'm eager to share it. May I? Rumor has it there's a vast, untapped vein of ore beneath the ruins of Silde. But that is not all. Inconceivably, the concern appears to be entirely ignorant of its existence, and even as we speak, a young upstart, a self-made merchant from Stone's Throw, of all places, is moving to claim it. His name is Weiston, and he's a very, very ambitious young man. Not only does he intend to secure exclusive excavation rights, but they say his master plan is to use his new fortune to curry favor with the aquarium. Of course, the thaumaturges only considered the opinions of the most wealthy when drafting the laws of Ul'dah. If you would have your voice heard, you must be prepared to pay a sultan's ransom. One voice which is invariably heard belongs to Lord Laredo. He has long lavished skill upon the thaumaturges, and some claim that he devises new laws with the express intention of ruining his competitors while protecting his own interests. Suffice it to say, if Whiston thinks he can compete with the likes of the Syndicate, he's in for a rude awakening, but that eventually may yet to be a little way off. For the present, he is moving ahead with his plans and assembling a team to survey the site. I'm told he's at the Coffer and Coffin right now, recruiting able-bodied adventurers to escort his prospectors. Warren said you were looking for work. Mayhap you should meet Whiston and volunteer for his expedition. Come to join? Sorry, but you're too late. Some brass blades looking for extra coin volunteered, and the team's already en route for the things. But look, I know it's not easy to find work these days. If you're interested, there's something else you can do for me. There are these children outside, little ones from Stone's Throw. I look after them when I've time to spare, and so they've taken to following me around, even when I tell them not to. But what with overseeing the search for the vein, I barely have a chance to visit the privy in the moment, much less entertain younglings. Can you give them these ginger cookies and convince them to go home for me? Whiston's kind to us. I like him. This is for me. I want to eat it, but then again I don't, because then it'd be gone. Tell Whiston thanks and tell him I'm sorry for getting in the way. But Whiston always plays with us. Why won't he come out and play? Wow, a ginger cookie. I'd better save some for my brother. I know I'll go home and eat it with him. I like playing with Whiston. He makes sure no one bullies us. Whiston's worried about us. Oh, I don't want to make him worried. I'm a good girl, so I'll go home. I ain't going nowhere, mister. I'm too hungry to move. Besides, so you'll have to carry me. A cookie? Well, if Whiston really wants me to go home, then alright, but I want 2 next time. Thank you, adventurer. I only wish I could do more. Stone's Throw is no place for a child. Not that my childhood was much happier, never enough food to go around, nor work to earn it, but no shortage of contempt from the great and the good. I remember thinking things could only get better, yet now after the calamity and everything else, for us refugees to be forced to live outside the gates like bloody beastmen is a disgrace. They say with enough money you can change the laws here, so I'm going to make a fortune and do just that. I'll buy the excavation rights and start my own mining business. Then I'll give my fellow refugees the work they're crying out for and pay them fairly. The mining companies have profited from our suffering for too long, but in their hubris they've grown complacent, presenting us with a golden opportunity. And we will take it, adventurer. We will reclaim our dignity, and with it, our place within those walls. We found her. We found the vein, Whiston. You must come and see. Already? Amazing. We leave at once. You should join me, my friend. Come and bear witness to history in the making. Osball, son, a vein of ore in the middle of a ruined bloody city. God's damned idiot. What did you think was going to happen, that you'd strike it rich and be cozy with the order, while the masters of Bulldog looked on? No one crosses the syndicate. Syndicate? Finally sunk in, has it? Well, look at this. Not all your friends deserted you. It seems lucky, boy, and now we won't have to die alone. O mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul, that it may wake to life. Who's that spouting gibberish? Show yourself. This ain't part of the plan, bloody hell. Does Lord Bolorito mean to kill us too? But are you strong enough to withstand this? I mean, yeah. Impossible never has the poem. It's so sweet. That the golem could be vanquished. That man is no ordinary adventurer. Seems I missed all the fun. I see you didn't need my help this time. I'd compose a ballad in your honor, but I fear no words would do you justice. The songstress of Ulda herself could not rival your beauty. Oh, stop it. I have oft heard it said that a blossom's beauty can move a man to love and long, but I never truly believed it until I met you two desert roses. I hear they attacked another caravan. Aye, and business is suffering for it. Bloody Amalja. What stirred him up, do you reckon? Another raid. I'll wager that caravan was carrying crystals much like their last. If they truly mean to summon a primal, we must act quickly. Are you coming, love? You wouldn't keep a girl waiting, would you? Perish the thought. But tell me, where in this marvel of a city might you lovely ladies be staying? At this rate, grain will soon be more precious than gold, as a result of the uncommonly bad harvest, to be sure. And we have you to thank for them, do we not? This weakening of the etheric flow must surely be linked to Dalmud's descent. And of course to the primals. Fine mess, but we must not lose hope. Louiswa will know what to do. We need only trust in his judgment. Really marvel of Charlian ingenuity. It's as if I could reach out and touch the ether. Time to focus. No more gallivanting about like before. The Scions are counting on you. Have faith. Just have faith. You can do this. This disturbance is recent. The Sultan tree. Maybe Papashan will know something of it. Looks like it gave you quite a thrashing. Can you walk? It's me. I was too late. Our person of interest has already quit the scene. General, very well. I shall be there anon. My colleagues went to great lengths to provide me with the means to detect etheric disturbances, but every time I find one, you seem to be in the middle of it. I'm starting to wonder if it might not be simpler just to follow you around. Clearly I have business elsewhere. Tread softly, my friend. The carefully laid trap you dismantled was clearly sanctioned by Lord Loverito. I hear the Blades mention him and they fled. Believe me when I tell you that he's not a man to be trifled with. Volcano's enemies grow bolder by the day, and I suspect they have the support of outside forces. Thank you. If you hadn't come along, those bastards would surely have slaughtered us all. I would speak with you further, but it isn't safe for us to linger here. Find me at the coffer and coffin later. Until then, stay safe. I shall accompany Whiston and his men. I need protection and I need more information. Where are my manners? I have yet to properly introduce myself. I am Thancred, a humble scholar surveying the flow of ether in Thanalan. An honor and privilege to make your acquaintance. I hope when next we meet, it's under more auspicious circumstances. Farewell. Now wait a moment. It occurs to me that we may have... Never mind. Fare thee well. Well, bless you, my friend. You risked your life to save ours. Betrayed by my own guards. Gods, I was a fool to trust those men. Wolverito owns the goddamn brass blades. I should have questioned their motives from the start. Even so, I could hardly have predicted that the wealthiest man in Ul'dah would want me dead for the heinous crime of seeking to change the law. I'm just a merchant, for God's sakes. That ruthless bastard, and what of that monstrosity? Those were his own men, beggars belief. Oh, that's it. I'm finished. If I stay in Ul'dah any longer, I'm as good as dead. My associates, my friends, gods, even the children may not be safe if I don't disappear. And you, if Wolverito learns of your involvement, you'll be next. I'll speak with the others and make sure your pardon is stay secret. Beyond that, I don't know what to suggest. Maybe you should seek the counsel of Mistress Momodi. She's helped countless adventurers in her time. Mayhap she'll know what to do. Go quickly now, my friend. Wolverito spies may be watching. Settle down, Florida. You've got nothing to worry about. No one seems to know you were at the ruins. Wiston, on the other hand, is now a pariah. About as welcome around here as a rabid wolf or bugger. Suffice it to say that boy risked the wrath of the wronged man. Lord Lillerito, chairman of the East Aldenar Trading Company, generous contributor to the Order of Naldal, and member of the Syndicate, didn't get where he is by leaving loose ends, that one. Which is why he ain't above killing his own men. Even those blades knew what was coming. It's not like they could refuse to do their benefactor's bidding. Don't let this color your view of Ul'dah. It's true that there are some here who aren't afraid to crack a few skulls if it gets them what they want, but most of us are decent folk just trying to make ends meet. You know, a lot of people would call you a damn fool for risking your life to save a marked man. I believe you did a good thing, Florida, and for that you have my respect. Listen, you've been through a lot lately. Why don't you rest a spell? I'll have the boys at the Hourglass set you up at the room. My treat. Just have a word with Atopa. They got ridiculous names. I cannot believe it. Whenever you feel like staying. And when you've got your appetite for adventuring back, consider taking on a guild leave or two. We've a lot of requests from locals looking to hire adventurers for various jobs. It would be a good way for you to earn yourself some extra gil. Eustace can tell you more about how the system works, so go and speak with him if you're interested. Now have access to recommendations. This feature displays a list of quests or duties currently available in your area. The recommendation list can be opened from under duty in the main menu, and it will also be displayed automatically when you log in. If you find yourself unsure of what to do next, this tool makes it simple to locate activities suitable for your present class and level. taken what they're given. Modi of the Quicksand has word of work for a willing adventurer. Look what the Curl dragged in. Good to see you, Florida. I'd ask what brings you, but I reckon we both know the answer to that already. Well, have I ever let you down before? Don't answer that. So happens I know a fellow by the name of Dadadin who needs a hand. He's a merchant by trade, selling precious stones to those in Ul'dah with the means to buy them. He's asked if I send any looking for work his way. Find him over in Horizon if you fancy. That's in western Thanalan, mind you. Just cross the bridge north of Scorpion Crossing, and the road will take you there. Knowing the circles he deals in, might be he'll have some talk of the royal family that'll interest you as well. Why not make use of a chocobo porter for the journey to Horizon, if you've got the gil for it, that is. You'll find the chocobo stables just across the way from my quicksand. Find Mimigun, I'll set you straight. Off you go then. I haven't got all day to be holding your bloody hand. Sure. Very good. Remember, my birds are trained to return directly to the stables once the rental period has expired, or upon the moment you dismount. Take care not to find yourself stranded in a dangerous locale. Good day. Chocoback. The chocobo icon will appear near your status effects bar, indicating how much time is remaining. Where do I need to go? Straight back. Ooh. You can end your ride at any time by selecting dismount from the pet hotbar. Be aware, however, that once you've dismounted the chocobo, yes, just Oh, you're in the wrong game, Illyrio Empire. Florida, I presume. Momodi said to expect you, and so I have. Welcome to Horizon. Ours is a trading settlement that sees goods in from the port of Vesper Bay to the west. In trade we do. Nary a day goes by that Horizon isn't bustling with some manner of merchants and officials. They keep us running about busy, they do. Enough so that I wish I had chocobo legs in place of my own. And that's why I've asked Momodi to send me any souls looking for work. Well, no, there's plenty of it to be done around here. Excuse me. Speak to me again when you're ready to make yourself some use. The Dandan would like to deliver a message to Copperhill Mines. It so happens that I've a situation that must be resolved post-haste, and I do mean post-haste. I am plumb out of premium product, and my latest order has yet to arrive. If I keep my customers waiting any longer, this could irrevocably damage my reputation. What's worse, I paid my man in advance for his services, despite his assurances that it would be a simple affair. I've heard nothing since he departed for Copperbell Mines days ago. Find drunken stag and give him this notice. I cannot afford any further delay. Punching bugs first. Do you want the Dandan's product? He can send all the notices he likes, but it won't change a thing. The concern has closed the mines due to some incident in the depths. It's a goddamn shame, too. Lost a decent haul just over yonder during all this chaos. Drunken Stag needs someone to retrieve the raw Nashite he dropped outside the mines. The product you heard the Dandan going on about is a valuable gemstone known as a raw Nashite. Managed to dig up a godly amount just before the mines were closed off, actually. Packed it up and hauled it out even. But then them 12 damned goblins came along. Not like any goblins I've seen before, and hungry only for the good rocks. They had eyes for my gemstone, so I had no choice but to oblige. Stone torches and had their hands full evacuating the mines, so they ignored the beast. Even now, they're only concerned with keeping people out. Please, friend, if you're willing to face the goblins, would you bring me my Nashite? How did you fare, friend? Did you find the raw Nashikite beautiful, isn't it? Rarer than many stones and more expensive than most. They say the green is the same as the eyes of Nash Nanasha Nasha, who once ruled as a sultana. This should have saved Dandan from his troubles, if there's enough left. There's far less here than what I found. I reckon those goblins made a meal of the stuff. Bloody waste. Drunken stag wishes to repay your kindness with some useful information. You'd like a chance to make some money, right? Then I know just how I can repay you for your kindness. Swarms of sun midges have been harassing travelers along the road connecting Horizon to here. Gotten so bad that the brass blades have started paying folks to keep the roads clear. They find it hard to believe that swarms of tiny midges could be so troublesome. Then you've never seen a chocobo driven into a frenzy by one. They've already been some terrible accidents. Do your part and slay a few swarms. After that, let Ufolupa know. He'll reward you for your trouble and maybe even offer you more work. Greetings and salutation, adventurer. Do I owe this? You've slain how many swarms of sun witches? You must have my sincerest thanks. The brass blades have been struggling to keep them in check, so your assistance is greatly appreciated. Will you be staying in Horizon long? If so, there is much and more you can do to help here. Chalupa wants you to track down a missing courier, because Florida Mann would absolutely call him Chalupa. Pray allow me to enlist your aid, brave adventurer. I would have you ascertain the whereabouts of a missive I sent to Lost Hope the other day. Captain Leo for stationed there ever since he was transferred. We've exchanged letters, but never before has it taken this long to receive a reply, and so I fear that the courier may have met with some misfortune en route. She must have made it to the central Thanalan, or brass blades that patrol the roads between here and Scorpion's Crossing would have seen something, but if she made it as far as Blackbush Station, she would have surely delivered the letter by now. Lost Hope is practically on its doorstep. I suggest you focus your search on the road to Blackbush Station in central Thanalan. Good luck. We will find her quickly. Or with luck, we will find her quickly. A letter I have got. Chalup is missing right here. Won't be delivering it anytime soon, though. Got to tend to my bird's injured leg first. Even the most minor of cuts can fester if ignored. Lupa sent you, right? If this is a pressing matter, why don't you take it like the rest of the way? Last hope just past Black Brush Station to the northeast. Look for the tents by the river. I miss my Rene trope phone. Just passing through, or will you be staying a while? Lupa sent you all this way because of a late letter. The boy is still far too earnest. Despite my demotion, he continues to call me captain. I suspect he has no idea what it means to be transferred to Lost Hope either. The brass blades don't give a Eorzian's arse about the settlement. No one in Ul'dah does. All here have to be forsaken, adventurer. The refugees, their protectors, and you will be too if you're seen associating with us. Thank you for the letter. Now for your own good, leave. Frick has a request for an adventure looking to do some good. Thought I told you to get out of here. Looking for a chance to do some good. Guess I can't force you to leave. Damn stubborn adventurers. The lot of you. Fine then, just listen. A band of outlaws has taken up residence at the Florida Manse in this bridge to the south. Their leader has styled himself heir to Ellen. Oh yeah, whatever. Roland Viveron, the syndicate member who died in the calamity. The Baron and his cronies are not more than a pack of jackals. They prey on the people of Lost Hope, robbing them of what little they have. I myself cannot act without endangering the refugees, as they know my face and will retaliate against Lost Hope. You, however, are not known to the bandits or their allies. If you wish to help us, then deal with the Baron. Proclaims this one. So is it done? Good. I hope that wretch died screaming. Bulldog is more prosperous than ever, some say. That may be true for the syndicate, but none of that wealth has trickled down to the small folk. It's all a mummer's farce. One day I refused to pay my part. One day I refused to play my part, and so I was made to leave the stage. My time has passed. The brass blades of the rose must look to others for guidance. As you may have noticed, I am in no shape to leave Lost Hope right now, so in my stead I'd like you to return to Horizon and give this dagger to Chalupa. Although it's an old ornamental dagger, it belongs with the brass blades of the rose. I should have given it to the boy before I came here. I'm teleporting because I'm busy. I'm getting tired. Florida, I received word from Captain Leo Frick the other day. Thank you for delivering the letter for me. Why do you have that dagger? Only a captain of the brass blades of the rose is permitted to possess it. Captain Leo Frick says I am to have it. There must be some mistake. You didn't possibly mean to tell me that. No, of course not. I am not worthy to wield it. Nevertheless, I shall respect the captain's wishes and take the dagger into safekeeping until he comes to reclaim it. Chalupa needs you to assist his fellow brass blades. The brass blades of the rose have need of your assistance once more. Thaumaturges from the ossuary are presently surveying the footfalls for ancient relics. As the area is rife with wild beasts, the Horizon garrison has been charged with their security. The captain played Baldwin sent only a handful of the brass blades, despite his assurances to the contrary. Such a small unit cannot possibly be sufficient to protect our patrons. I would have you offer your assistance to my comrades. Pray travel to the footfalls and speak with Otaruna. A bleeding venture come to help. I ain't heard nothing from Captain Baldwin about this. Said trustmen only. Any road, we've got this under control, and besides, this operation ain't got nothing to do with Chalupa. He's got a stick up his arse the size of a sabatender. It's no wonder the captain told him to stay at Horizon. Hey, adventurer, mind running a message to Crescent Cove for us? Captain Baldwin's planning some festivities for the thaumaturges, see, and he wants them treated to the finest food and drink, nothing but the best for our distinguished guest, eh? Head west and south to the village and tell Rafe that he's to deliver a bounty of fresh fish to Horizon for the feast. fresh fish for Captain Baldwin, of course. We will do our best, sir. Unfortunately, we've had a poor catch in recent days on account of the rough seas. More boats should be returning soon, but I cannot promise that their catch will please. Don't worry, sir. The captain will have his fish, I swear it. You are an adventurer, are you not? I know this is sudden, but I have no one else to turn to. Last night, a gang of bandits from the Florida Manns were in their cups, and I overheard them discussing their plans. Seems they've come to collect gemstones stolen from Copper Belt mines. Nashikite, I think I heard one say, they are to meet with their co-conspirators soon at the footfalls. What did you say? Illicit exchanges and shadowy dealings. The brass blades cannot abide such maleficence. Malfeasance? Forgive my eavesdropping, Floyd. I came to Crescent Cove merely to thank you in person. Never imagined I'd uncover a criminal conspiracy right outside Horizon's gates. We must act quickly if we are to apprehend these thieves. I will notify Captain Baldwin at once. No, wait, you mustn't, oh gods. You must stop him before it's too late. Captain Baldwin himself is working with the bandits. Captain Baldwin, sir, have discovered something shocking, something horrible. Someone has been stealing gemstones from Copperbell mines and... Wait, those gauntlets, those boots. Why are you one of Quiveron's men? Sir, that man is a thief and a scoundrel. And what of it? His coin's good and that's what counts. What, Captain Baldwin, are you working with these men? It cannot be. I told you to stay in Horizon, Chalupa. It didn't have to be like this. They get their Nashikite, I get my gill, and none would be the wiser. But sir, what if your crimes are uncovered? What if Lord Dolorito finds out? Goddamn fool, don't you see? I'm acting under the authority of Lord Dolorito himself. No, that can't be true. Why do you think people join the Brass Blades, Chalupa, to serve and protect? Ha! We are not the bloody flames here. We do this for the coin. You, their adventurer, do you remember me? Well, I remember you. I am Sir Baron von Quiveron the Fourth, Esquire. You killed my brother, and now I am going to return the favor. Well, that settles it. It's clearly in everyone's best interest that both of you die. That's enough, Baldwin. Your partner's dead and your plans are undone. You've no reason left to fight. Stay out of this, Leofric. I don't take orders from you. I have spared your life before, but if you interfere, I will not show you it mercy. And what mercy will he show you, I wonder? You who have done so much in another man's name. What are you blathering on about? Every fisherman in Crescent Cove knew about your meeting, you arrogant fool. Quiveran's men couldn't keep their mouths shut. Imagine Lord Lolorito's surprise when he learned that a rank-and-file brass blade was using his name to advance a personal agenda. He knows seven hells, but I'm a captain and wouldn't. I was once a captain too, remember? And we both know what happened to me. Well fought, boy. You've done the brass blades of the Rose proud. Captain Leofric, Captain Baldwin, he said that Lord Lolorito wouldn't waste his time on small-scale smuggling operation. This is all Baldwin's doing. What else did he say? That all of our brethren are no better? That each and every one cares for naught but coin? Mere excuses to justify his schemes. Aye, and we've no shortage of greedy sods, some who'd probably sell their own mothers into slavery if the price is right. But there are men like you, Chalupa, men good and true, whom the small folk respect. Which is why I gave you the dagger. The brass blades of the Rose need a leader with honor, and you're the most honorable man I know. Thank you for all your help, Florida. The captain and I will escort Captain Baldwin back to Horizon. Pray visit me in town when next you return. Welcome back, Florida. So much has happened. Captain Baldwin has been arrested and stripped of rank, which means the brass blades of the Rose no longer have a captain. Until a new one is designated, I have been ordered to serve as acting captain of the Horizon Garrison. Though doubtless this is only a temporary arrangement, I will do my utmost to represent my brethren and protect the people of Horizon. Thank you, Florida, for your service to the Sultanate. You are a true hero. I salute you, honored friend. As acting captain, I should be much obliged if you would grant me a personal request. In our efforts to ascertain the full extent of the former captain's corruption, we have been poring over his personal correspondence. Our search has unearthed the sealed letter addressed to a man named Owen. But he is one of the Sultan's sworn elite. I can think of no reason why he should have any dealings with Baldwin. We now know that the former captain was consorting with a coalition of criminals. Could it be that Owen was too? The letter may well serve as evidence of their collusion, and so I dare not tamper with it myself. But given the events of recent days, I knew not whom to trust with this information until now. I have chosen you, Florida. Pray bear this letter to Mistress Momodi of the Quicksand, and relate the circumstances of its discovery. Not only is she a staunch supporter of the Sultana, but she is well acquainted with the Sultan's sworn. She will know how best to proceed. Florida, it's been too long. Dandan tells me you've been keeping busy in Horizon. I want you to know that I'm grateful for everything you've done for the people of Ul'dah. Even though you've seen this seedier side of our city, you continue to help your fellow man. Believe me, the folk around here love you for it. What is it? You look like you've got something to say. So that's what this is all about. Choop was thinking Owen might have been in league with Baldwin, that this letter could be proof of something shady. Well, he needn't worry. Owen's as loyal as Sultan Sworn as I've ever known. I haven't the foggiest what this says, but wait a minute, wasn't Owen the one who... Oh hells, I've got a bad feeling about this. Listen, Florida, I think I know what this is all about, but I need you to swear to keep it quiet. If you'd rather wash your hands of this business, I won't hold it against you, but if you're determined to see it through to the bitter end, say the word and I'll explain. You found your way to what? Until interesting. With the chaos left in the wake of the calamity, the townsfolk will be needing the help of my patrons more than ever. Okay. Can I count on your discretion, Florida? If so, then listen closely. The outside world believes Ul'dah to be a sultanate, ruled by Sultana Nanamo Ul'Namo. Truth is, though, it's the six wealthiest citizens that hold the most sway, the syndicate. Be that as it may, the Sultana still got the support of the people. But she might struggle to keep even but she might struggle to keep even that if a certain incident becomes of public knowledge. It pains me to say it, but Her Grace's crown, the symbol of the royal dynasty, has been stolen. And Owen's the Sultan's born, who was charged with guarding it that night. I bet anything this letter was written by the bastards who made off with the crown. Can't be coincidence that a man we know to have been fraternizing with thieves has a letter for Owen of all people at this of all times. You need to take this to the man himself, or to tell him Momodi sent you and that it concerns a lost heirloom. If it looks as though the fellow needs help, I want you to lend it to him. The future of our fair city may depend on it. There you are, Florida. I hope you've come prepared for a lesson today. Today, I want you to go and fight the toxic toads that nest at the unholy air. Make no mistake, son, these toads are huge, which means they have huge guts, but that's beside the point. The point is you'll need to use your head to overcome them. Thanks to their immense girth, these toads hit hard. Fortunately, they tend to hit wild as well, so bide your time and wait for an opening. When that opening shows, thwack, rip and tear through your foe with your fists. As proof that you're defeated the toads, I want you to bring me 5 of their legs. Judo, and I will be waiting for you at Blackbrush Station. Your lesson continues there. So did you bring me the toad plates? Just wanted a free meal. Aye, this is stuff alright. I just need some butter, a slice of sun lemon, and a pinch of master? What I meant to say was you've done well to defeat the toxic toads. For the next part of your lesson, you'll be putting your endurance to the test against. The talk was true, Hammond Holyfist is really here. Ha ha ha, you take nary a step outside the guild without being flocked by fans. Such is the price of fame. Please, sir, I have a grave need of your legendary skill. Somnus is being smuggled through Blackbush Brush Station. I reported this to the brass blades and the stone's torches. Essen put an end to it, but they both turned a blind eye. Somnus, that's the mind-warping substance made from dream flowers. Those who overindulge are said to fall into an eternal slumber. Your friend suffered that very fate, that's why I want to put an end to the smuggling, but I'm just an ordinary person, and there's precious little I can do. You've done enough to bring word to me, friend, for as surely as Hammond Holyfist is my name, I'll see the smuggler scum thrown in the dungeon before the bell is through. 12 bless you, sir. You truly are a hero to us all. Slight change of plans. In place of the endurance test, we're going to find and apprehend the smugglers. But first we must gather information. You two, find out what you can from the people of Blackbush Station. Report back once you've learned something. Searching for Somnus smugglers, you say? Word is they are associated with the Alakarn. Alcaran, a coalition of cold-blooded criminals, but beware, they always act in alliance. Alakarn? There is an abandoned Geekarn lair a short distance west of the coffin. Decent folk tend to give that place a wide berth, ideal for a smuggling operation, wouldn't you say? It appears the silver-haired Lalafell was seen skulking about the station recently. He was headed west, bearing a suspicious burden. The Alacrin is a likely hideout in the silver-haired Lalafell. I don't like the sound of this, not one bit. Like as not, smugglers operate out of the abandoned Geekarn lair west of Coffer and Coffin. Will lie in wait for them there. Balls, that's... We've really outdone ourselves this time, Master. Wegfar's bound to be pleased. Save the talk, we have crates to move. Rakuda is... It is you, isn't it? Trudeau and Master, it's been a while. You vanished from the guild with nary a word, and we find you here smuggling Somnus with those villains. What is the meaning of this? Rakuda, my boy, I didn't teach you how to fight so that you could become a pox in society. A student or no, you must be held accountable. Trudeau, Florida, your lesson begins. Apprehend the smugglers. You lot take care of these meddlers. Him and Holy Fist just are luck. If you know who I am, then you'll know that what's good for you. Come quietly or there will be trouble. Holy Fist, don't make me laugh. You're being fooled, all of you. Who's fooling who? What in the world are you talking about? It was a dark night several moons ago. I was out in the wilds training alone. From a distance, I caught sight of Master leaving the tavern and turning for the city. Thinking to accompany him back, I followed on his heels and was about to call out when I saw this. You would challenge the Holy Fist? You have fighting spirit, I'll grant you that. You do well to know your limits. So be it. Master? Read my every move. You're no ordinary marmot. Oh. All I wanted was to be surrounded by scantily clad maidens. When my time came, the gods are cruel. Master, what is the meaning of this? Explain yourself. Now you've seen it with your own eyes. Master was beaten by a marmot, common bleeding marmot. He would remind us how strong he was at every turn, but he was lying through his teeth. I can scarce believe my eyes. Wait till Master Wegvar learns of this. Forgive me, Chuchudo, Florida. I didn't mean to deceive anyone, least of all my students. Him and Holy Fist conquered every foe that stood before him, but he couldn't conquer old age. My strength, my reflexes, my endurance, they've all left me. There's nothing here but a decrepit old man. I would be alone for a while. I'll make my own way back to the guild. From now on, you're to do as Chuchudo bids, Florida. Oh. I've been doing some thinking, Florida. While 'tis true that Master has been deceiving us, he's meant us no harm. Besides, I owe him my life. Had he not taken me in all those years ago, I would have died in some ditch. I could never bring myself to hate him. Even if he were an ordinary old man, I would still respect him. Alas, with the truth of his condition revealed, Master Hammond has lost his sense of purpose, his will to teach. I cannot bear to see him like this. I want him to regain his confidence, but for this he needs to regain his former strength. It's in Florida. Even Master ever said, good God, I'm so tired. Master ever said that you remind him of his younger self. For you to continue showing rapid improvement, I dare to hope that it would rekindle his fighting spirit. To this end, I will teach you a new technique, one which Master Hammond used to great effect during his prize fighting days. Steel Peak it's called, and it sees you channel your gathered chakra into a powerful attack performed with your entire body. Make this technique your own, Florida, and strive to grow stronger still. When next Master Hammond beholds you, he will surely be moved to action.